Good morning from South Bend, Indiana. And it's game number 1 from the Byers Softball Complex, the 2026 Softball USA National Championship. And this game this morning is between the visiting team, the Midland Explorers from Midland, Michigan, and the Pueblo Bandits from Pueblo, Colorado. My name is Chris Abbott, and I will be with you this week for half the games. Peter Labardius is here on site with us as well. Here's the weather. 25 degrees Celsius, a light breeze, but not much. And we are just about set to go with game number 1. Here's the lineup for the visiting team from Midland. Chris Heinlein leads things off. Valen Mata is in right, and Tony Wark batting third. Francisco Lombardo, the cleanup hitter, the power hitter. David Picorni, Ivan Sachs, Fred Bradford, Owen Lucan, and Elliot Walker to round things out. Defensively for Pueblo, Joel DeMota is in center field with William Schaufus and Pablo Figueroa in the corner outfield positions. Nestor Nova, Albino Sanchez up the middle, Alan West, Edgar Prishker on the corners. Carlos Vela will be doing the catching for Julio Moreno, who will get things started today. 11-team double knockout format here in South Bend this week. And we will play a lot of games today. They've actually adjusted the schedule and added some winners bracket games later tonight at 8 p.m. local time. That's Eastern time. Rain in the forecast tomorrow, so that will be a challenge for tournament organizers. But right now the sun is shining, the fields look fantastic, and we are set to go with opening game action. As I mentioned, double knockout format. You win, you go on in the winner's bracket. You lose, you drop down into the loser's bracket, and it is a long way back to the championship. It's been done before, though, and that's one of the things that teams love so much about this tournament is, you lose early on and you fight your way back. You've had to play about 75 games, it feels like, in the hot heat. And Chris Heinlein will get things going. First pitch is drop ball. Our umpires today, Terrell Goodry is behind home plate. Dallas Applebacher is at first. Casey Waite over at third. Another drop ball in for a strike this time on the outside corner. Here at the Byers Softball Complex, absolutely beautiful. They've hosted this event numerous times, and it's easy to see why USA Softball keeps coming back. Heinlein turns on an inside pitch up around his eyes, sends it out into left field. The grass eats it up. That's going to be something to watch for, as the speedsters may be able to turn those singles into two. But it's a leadoff single for Chris Heinlein. Look at that. How does he get to that pitch? A rise ball in off the plate, and he turns on it for a leadoff single. So Valen Mata will step in, the youngster from Argentina. Yes, those Matas. He is the next in the lineage. First pitch is low and outside from Julio Moreno. That one has a little curve over the outside corner, in for a swinging strike. Same pitch as the last one, but does not get it to come back in. The 2-1. Well up out of the zone, gets Mata chasing. He kind of nods his head as if to say, I know better. But that looks so good coming in there in the hitting zone and shoots right up out of the range. 2-2. Moreno comes set the 2-2 and again goes upstairs, and again Mata will chase for strike 3 this time, and there's one away in the top of the first inning. Doesn't feel like Valen Mata was seeing it all that well, to be honest. There's a look at the hit from Heinlein, and he's standing over at first base with Tony Wark stepping in. First pitch, drop ball, Wark swinging over it. Just on the black, too. That's a perfect spot for Julio Moreno. That's off the plate with another drop ball. Few fans around the park this morning. Expected to see those stands fill up throughout the day. Of course, early start here, 11 a.m. local time on a Friday. Actually, we're a few minutes ahead of 11 a.m. local. Teams were chomping and ready to go. That's outside on another drop ball. Both teams obviously playing their first games of the tournament. Comes a little closer and Wark swings, this time for the second strike. Moreno and Velo working that outside corner on the power hitting number 3 batter, Tony Wark. Another drop ball and gets him swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff single. And Julio Moreno finding a pitch that hitters struggle with and continues to go back to it. It was the rise ball for Mata. It's the drop ball here on Wark. Also has a little inside break on it. Here's veteran hitter Francisco Lombardo. Another Argentine on this team. Midland Explorers and Pueblo Bandits have been around for a long, long time. Staple franchises in the men's fast pitch world. On the ground, Heinlein was off on the swing. And it's called foul at the plate. Alan West was all over it, though. One and one, the count on Lombardo. It's a high drop ball. It's outside. Games all day here. And we'll have the streams from Diamond 1 and 2 inside. Just misses. But he had Lombardo looking out over the plate. It was the right idea, but missed inside. High and inside again, and that's going to be a walk to Francisco Lombardo, and no problem with being careful with him. With 2 down. Another high drop ball. That brings in David Pokorny, youngster out of Czechia. Competed for his team at the U23 Men's Softball World Cup in Sincelejo, Colombia earlier this summer. A big part of a Czechia team that made its way into the Super Round at that event. Highlighted by a big upset win over Argentina. They jumped out to a huge lead. Argentina could never recover. In fact, his teammate Valen Mata, part of that squad. The 0-1 on Pokorny, well outside. He'll look at it. Heinlein dancing off second base with 2 outs. He'll look to get a jump as soon as the ball is put in play. That pitch had a little curve on it just before it got. Moreno will get Picorni swinging to end the threat and end the half inning. Midland with a couple of runners on here in the top of the first, unable to put anything across. And after a half inning, we're still looking for the first run.
In the top half of the first inning for Midland, there were no runs on one hit, no errors. At the end of half an inning, Midland 0, Pueblo 0.
We'll get our first look at the Pueblo lineup. And here's how they've submitted it today. Joel DeMota will lead things off in center. Pablo Figueiredo in right. Nestor Nova at shortstop. All Dominican national team players. Carlos Vela, the catcher. Edgar Prischker is batting fifth with William Schaufus out of Denmark batting sixth. Alan West, Albino Sanchez, and Yoel Castro rounding out the order. Defensively for Midland, Fred Bradford and Valen Mata in the corner outfield positions with Elliot Walker in center. Owen Lucan at short. Chris Heinlein at second. Picorni and work on the corners. Ivan Sachs doing the catching for Juan Pepe on the mound for Midland.
Batting sixth, left fielder William Schaufus. Batting seventh, third baseman Alan West. Batting eighth.
All the top teams are here.
Second baseman.
At least the ones that have been at the top of the hill most of the year. The Bear Creek Gremlins, the Bear Creek Express, the Hill United Chiefs. JDT Energy.
The bottom of the first inning for Pueblo. Center fielder,
should be a great weekend. Of course, these teams also have the ISC World Tournament on their schedules coming up later in August. Joel DeMota will lead things off. First pitch from Pepe at 76 is high and out of the zone. Foul back. DeMota's been a mainstay with that Dominican national team for the last few years. Spark plug at the top of the lineup. Got a little bit of power in his game as well. Takes a big swing and comes up empty. Pepe steps back, and DeMota fouls it away and feels like he should have done more with it. Another two-strike pitch bounces in, and a good battle at the top of the order from Joel DeMota. Full count pitch coming up. And that's not even close. DeMota dances out of the way, and he'll take a leadoff walk, as Pepe had trouble finding his release point with the last couple of pitches of that at-bat. Good look here from our backstop camera. A little bit of a check swing in defense by DeMota. They did not ask. And we'll move it around to Pablo Figueiredo. He squares to bunt and watches the first pitch just miss, low and outside. Doesn't show bunt this time and takes strike one. Just a little bit higher than the last pitch. Maybe caught a little bit more of the plate as well. This one won't. As Pepe is working outside, outside, outside. That catches a lot of the middle of the plate and is fouled away by Figueiredo. Pepe may have gotten away with one right there. Had him looking down, down, down and away. Came back inside. Probably caught more of the plate than he wanted to. But it's just a foul ball for strike two. Chopped out in front of the plate. It wasn't a bunt, but it's going to work the same way. And a very nice play jumping off the mound by Juan Pepe to record the first out. So a sacrifice that's not a sacrifice. Look at this. Springs down the line. Thought about seeing if it would go foul, then has to react. Throw across his body, avoid the runner. Well done for the first out. So I'll bring in Nestor Nova. And Pepe wants to get on board
Third,
with Sachs.
the shortstop, number 3.
With the runner out at
Nestor
second to Mota.
Nova.
First pitch to Nova in off the plate. Nice job by Sachs to get down, keep it in front of him. I told you people were going to continue to stream in, as now the behind the plate starting to fill up. The prime real estate here on the main diamond. And it's quickly 2-0 on Nestor Nova. Nova on top of batting in the 3 spot is a very, very good defender at shortstop. In on the hands, fouled it away. Shot out over shortstop, and this is going to get into the left center field gap. Coming around third, scoring easily is Demota. And it's an RBI single for Nestor Nova. The Pueblo Bandits are the first team on the board here at the USA Softball National Championship, and a good piece of hitting by Nestor Nova.
Coming forward, the catcher, number 25, Carlos Vila.
They'll bring up Carlos Vela, the catcher. Oh, and that gets him right in the backside. There's no getting out of the way of that one. And a tough inning continues now on the mound for Juan Pepe. I'll put runners at first and second. Sometimes, you know, if you're a batter, you might be able to get out of the way. There is no getting out of the way of that one. Right off the left cheek. So 2 aboard for the first baseman, Edgar Prischker.
Number 35, the first baseman, Edgar Prischker.
Opportunity for Pueblo to break this one open here in the bottom of the first. Prischker back up the middle. Heinlein for 1 and on to first for the double play. That's how you clean it up, the veteran, Chris Heinlein. Takes a base hit away from Prischker up the middle on the backhand. Steps on second, throws off his wrong foot for the out. Nicely done. 1-0 after one for Pueblo.
In the bottom of the first for Pueblo, there was 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, 2 runners left on base. The end of 1, Pueblo 1, Midland 0. Being on top of the second inning for Midland, catcher number 9, Ivan Sachs.
6, 7, 8 hitters due up for Midland in the top of the second inning. Ivan Sachs, Fred Bradford, Owen Lawrence. Pueblo, maybe an opportunity lost in the bottom, as Juan Pepe got some nice defense from Chris Heinlein out at second to get out of the threat. And Sachs will step in to lead off the top of the second. It's a drop ball off the plate outside for ball 1. Softball Premier in conjunction with USA Softball, bringing this tournament to you, start to finish. Sachs turns back to get confirmation on the height of that last pitch. Our flight scope data tells us it was in the zone, and a good call by the umpire. Another drop ball, and one thing for Moreno early on, it's been finding the zone with his drop ball. Hasn't been necessarily able to keep it inside that box, but he has gotten a lot of swing and miss. Another drop ball, this time inside. Never a strike, and Sachs is in a 3-1 count. This one's in the zone, and it's a swing and a miss. At least it started in the zone before dropping right off the table. And it's a full count. But that's exactly where you want that drop ball to be. Looked like a strike all the way in. That one did catch a piece of the plate, and late on the swing was Sachs as he's protecting, fouled it away on the outside. Beautiful sunny skies here in South Bend, Indiana. And that's out and over short, down for a single. The second leadoff hit in as many innings for the Midland Explorers. Changeup that catches too much of the plate on the 3-2 count, and Ivan Sachs takes advantage.
7th, left fielder, number 2, Fred Bradford.
We're going to get a pinch runner for Midland, as Adrian Spacek will come on to run. There's another look through whiskey glasses at that single.
For Midland, Adrian Spacek.
So Fred Bradford steps in, and that's a nice pitch, but still just off the plate from Julio Moreno. That's where you want that to be. Competitive, not in the zone, but good eyes from Bradford. Let's see if spot check's on the move here. Maybe a bunt could be on. Give him the high, hard stuff. Swing and a miss. Look out, nice pick. Carlos Vela keeping this runner over at first base. That's a tough one. That's some good catcher play right there. Woo. Nice pitch. Little curveball coming back over the inside corner. Kind of a low rise with a curve on it. Real nice. And then goes high and hard, swing and a miss, and it's the third strikeout for Julio Moreno, who does a nice job of moving around locations and speeds during that at-bat. And that's one thing about Vela in there calling the pitches. If he recognizes that a hitter has a hard time, he'll go right back to the pitch they're having trouble with. So you should. Inside, maybe a touch high. The first pitch to the shortstop, Owen Lawrence. Lucan, pardon me. We'll show bunt and leave it for a ball. Chases. And it's another swinging strike. Moreno's got that whiff rate climbing. Strike three called on the inside corner. And Lukens goes down looking. The fourth strikeout for Moreno here in the second. Freezes him.
Number 33, the center fielder, Elliot Walker.
And it's a first pitch strike from Moreno, who's done much better as this inning has gone on, nibbling around the corners of the plate. Runners off on the pitch, and it's foul back. And quickly, Moreno's up 0-2. Walker's in a hole in the 9 spot. Moreno's had runners on each inning, looking to work around it again. And a drop ball intentionally well outside. Won't get a chase. Runners off again, but he can stop because it's strike out, end the inning. Julio Moreno will strike out the side after allowing the leadoff single. That's 5 now on Moreno's right arm. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up for Pueblo.
Midland Top of the second, though, no runs, one hit, no errors, one runner left on base. Being off the bottom of the second inning for Pueblo. Number 6 hitter.
So William Schoffus.
Number 20, William Schoffus.
Will lead things off. Playing left field today. Schoffus, young Danish player, was with the Denmark squad in the aforementioned U23 Men's Softball World Cup. You see the Denmark logo on his helmet. Schoffus does a little bit of pitching as well. Was one of the top players for his country at that age group. It was a tough week in Sincelejo for the U23 Danes, but the more of them that can be over in North America playing like this, the better it will be for the Danish program. He's behind. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Juan Pepe on the mound for Midland. Chop foul on the first base side. That was supposed to be outside. Sachs had to reach back across the plate. No harm, no foul. Rise ball gets him chasing upstairs. And it's the first strikeout of the game for Juan Pepe. .77. Pepe brings it a lot harder than his counterpart Moreno.
Third baseman, number 33, Alan West.
I'll bring in Alan West, who takes a first pitch drop ball called strike. Chases a rise ball for a swing and a miss. Skied on the right side of the infield. Wark looked up for a minute and said, nope, Heinlein, you're our guy. You go take that one. 2 down. Normally you'll see the first baseman make an effort on that one over their head. Nah, I got Chris Heinlein there. You go right ahead, sir.
Brings up number 5, the second baseman, Albino Sanchez.
Albino Sanchez, after Juan Pepe has sat down 3 in a row. In the dirt, that's a tough one for Sachs. Pueblo scored 1 in the bottom half of the first. Leadoff walk to Joel DeMota came around to score, as it often does. Got a Greg Pohl sighting on the left of your screen, longtime USA softball umpire. Wearing the red with the sunglasses on his hat. Plenty of familiar faces around the ballpark so far this morning. If you can't be with us, and you normally are, yeah, you're missing out. This is shot to the left side. Making a run is Bradford, but he will not get there. And it will fall foul. But if you can't be here, we're happy to bring it to you pitch by pitch all weekend. Streaming live from Two Diamonds. Split grip by Sanchez with 2 strikes. Change up. And that's just a little high. Might have actually caught the zone, but it caused Sachs to reach inside. And that's enough. Pepe comes back with the juice. And a nice job by Sanchez just to stay alive. Drop ball. Inside for ball 4. So it's a 2-out walk to the number 8 hitter, Sanchez. Just below the knees. And that will bring up the pitcher, Julio Moreno.
Now batting, number 31, the pitcher, Julio Moreno.
Pueblo not with a lot of substitutes here in this opening game. And I'm unsure if that's their roster for the weekend or if there's some guys coming in late, but no DP in this game. Straight 9 for Pueblo to give themselves a little more flexibility. That's a nice pitch right there from Pepe. Change up. Flared out to left. Bradford barely has to move. He'll camp under it, make the play, and retire the side. Juan Pepe works around the 2-out walk. Gets Moreno out on a changeup to end the inning. 2 complete. It's 1-0 Pueblo Bandits. Back to the top of the order for Midland in the top of the 3rd inning. Chris Heinlein will lead things off. He's 1 for 1 with a single. He was later stranded. Mata and Wark coming behind him. There's a look at the Bayers softball complex. And there's a look at Chris Heinlein as he steps in against Julio Moreno to lead things off. And gets Heinlein chasing wildly on a rise ball up and out of the zone. Takes a little off. This is the only game underway at this hour. Coming up at 1 p.m., it's the Bar on the Avenue Buzz against the Kegel Black Knights. The Bar and Sandlot will play as well here on this diamond. Skied on the infield, avoiding the third base bag, and now coming down with the Major League pop-up is Alan West. That hung up there for a long time. A little bit of wind as well, and a nice job by West to make that play.
Next up, number 43.
Feel like if
Alan
Nova had
Taylor.
known it was going to stay up there that long, it would have been maybe an easier play for him, but no harm done. And Valentin Motto will step in. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch is up for a ball. It's a drop ball that I don't think Moreno got the right release point on. Comes back with a rise ball, up and out. Ball 2. Catches a little more on a low rise and gets Mata swinging. Mata's had a little bit of trouble seeing it from Moreno so far this morning. Hard rise ball again, swing and a miss. Mata's going to look at his bat to make sure there's not a hole in it pretty soon. It's frustrating. I'd go right back up there, though, if I was Moreno. They don't. They nibble on the outside. And that'll run the count full. 3-2 with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Shot up the middle, diving is Sanchez, and he will not be able to make the throw. And Mata is aboard. This looked like it was gone up the middle. Sanchez does well to get there in the first place from a knee, and the throw is offline. I'll wait and see what the officials score that one, whether it's a hit or an error.
That's a base hit for Mata, brings up first
And it
baseman.
is a base hit.
Number
I would have
18,
scored it the
Tony
same
Wark.
way. So Tony Wark steps in. Drop ball dotted on the outside corner. Wark went down on strikes, one of the 5 for Moreno so far through 2 innings. Up and outside. Mata, the runner out first, 1 away. And a rise ball that was right down the middle and a perfect height to induce a swing. Strike called on the outside corner. Wart does not agree with it, and he'll go down looking. That'll bring up Francisco Lombardo.
Next batter, designated player number 15, Francisco Lombardo.
Strike called on the outside corner on Lombardo. Power hitter, been around for a long time now. Takes that high and tight, and that's one of those that's got you thinking about retirement. Another look. Oof. Hope he had that back stretched out. Two one. Now 3-1. As it appears through two at-bats that Julio Moreno wants no part of Francisco Lombardo. And Lombardo will earn his second walk of the day. There you see the the strike zone and the lack of pitches inside it. David Picorni with two aboard. This is the same situation Picorni found himself in the first inning, and he struck out with two runners on. Can he change the narrative this time? Takes outside, and the count's 2-0. Just up. And the count's 3-0 now in the third baseman. Ivan Sachs, the catcher, would bat next. Strike on the outer half. Picorni now can look for the pitch that he wants in a great hitter's count. Pick a location, pick a spin. You get it, great. If you don't, leave it alone. And it'll take time. Moreno comes set with a 3-1. Picorni fouls it away. It's a nice spot. Maybe caught a little more of the plate than he wanted, but not much choice when you're in a 3-1 count as Moreno. You bring your best stuff, see if he can hit it. And he'll get it flared away by Picorni. Counts full, two down, runners will be off on the pitch. Julio Moreno, 6 strikeouts already, and would be a great time for his 7th right now. The number 5 hitter at the plate with 2 guys on. Outfield playing back a little bit. skied on the right side. Prischker over and will make the play. So Julio Moreno once again will get David Picorni to end the inning. This time with a pop-up in foul territory. On a rise ball that Picorni can't get around on. Midland still looking for its first runs. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Pueblo leading by 1.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning for Pueblo is leadoff hitter, center fielder Joel DeMotto.
Joel DeMotto will lead things off for Pueblo. He walked to lead off the game, came around to score the game's only run. And he gales at the first pitch rise ball. That, in fact, did not break that much. That was a good one to swing at. Juan Pepe on corks it at 75. And quickly, Pepe's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. The winner of this game will get the distinction of playing the Hill United Chiefs back here on this diamond in the 4 p.m. Eastern slot. Seen some Chiefs players and staff milling around the park. Likely here for some batting practice and scouting. Hard ground ball to short. Lukens has it and on across the diamond for the first out. You cannot hit a ball harder than Joel DeMotto just did. But it was right at Lukens at short. Look at that great view of it and fantastic hands. Pablo Figueiredo will step in. He had a good at-bat in his first look at Juan Pepe. Ended up grounding out back to the pitcher on a beautiful play. A squibber out in front of the plate. Changeup is outside and low for a ball. Figueiredo, he's your prototypical number 2 hitter. He can do it any way you want. He can play small ball. He's got a bit of pop in his bat. And that's a real nice pitch from Juan Pepe for a called strike in the outside corner. Pepe's consistently been 75, 76. Slow roller, but it's off the foot at the plate of Figueiredo. And lucky for him, that had hit him. Otherwise, he would have been out. And he does have the shin guard on, so something tells me that's not the first time. Pepe misses outside. So another full count. We've had plenty in this game as we play in the bottom half of the third. Figueroa will fight this one off. It wasn't a bad pitch to hit. Rise ball with not a lot of break on it. Had a little curve. Back up the middle. Pablo Figueroa might have burned some of the hairs off the arm of Juan Pepe on the way by. That's two very hard hit balls for the Bandits here in the third. Woo. And for Pepe, I talked about Figueroa being lucky the ball hit him. Pepe lucky that ball didn't hit him.
It's up to shortstop, Nestor Nope.
That is the second hit of the game for Pueblo. The guy who had the other one is at the plate now in Nestor Nova. Slow roller out to Heinlein at second. He'll tag Figueroa and on to first. The second double play in 3 innings that Chris Heinlein has made by himself to get his team out of the inning. Here's another look. Slow roller off the bat of Nova. Just perfect timing. Heinlein gets to the ball, tags Figueroa. Quick throw on over to first. And it's 3 up, 3 down the unorthodox way. We're headed to the 4th inning here in South Bend.
Thank you, sir. At the top of the 4th inning for Midland, catcher Ivan Sachs.
So it's the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Midland in the top of the 4th. Sachs, Bradford, and Lukens. Sachs led off the 2nd inning with a single, and then Julio Moreno struck out the next 3 batters. Starts him with a changeup, and that's low for a ball. That's a nice spot for Moreno. Bottom of the zone for a strike. And a drop ball in the outside corner for a called strike. One run in the bottom of the 1st inning. All that is on the board here in game number 1 in South Bend. The Pueblo Bandits out of Colorado, hanging on to a lead against the Midland Explorers from Midland, Michigan. On the ground and up and over Allen West, and is the second single of the game for Ivan Sachs. And for the second time, he leads off an inning, and for the third time, Midland has the first batter on in an inning. They have not been able to cash yet. We'll see if anything changes here.
Adrian Shack, the pinch runner at first base.
So Fred Bradford will step in. He shows bunts and takes the ball.
Fielder, Fred Bradford.
Bradford turns, offers, and takes a strike. Bunted and foul. One and two the count on the left fielder, Fred Bradford. Swing and a miss, and every time Moreno gets himself in trouble, he works himself out of it. The second time Bradford has gone down swinging. And that is the 7th strikeout now for Moreno on the mound.
Brings up the shortstop, Lauren Lorenz.
Chases for strike one.
Top of 4.
And again, 2 swinging strikes to start the at-bat. Lukens went down looking in his first at-bat. The bottom third of the order, 4 at-bats, 4 strikeouts for Midland. And 66.7% of the way to another. Just missed. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Lukens goes down on strikes again. And Julio Moreno is having his way with the bottom of this Midland order. Up to 8 strikeouts on the game.
Walker.
So Elliot Walker will look at a rise ball out of the zone for ball 1. Runners off, and the throw is going to skip up and out of the glove, and it will be a stolen base, moving a runner into scoring position. It looked on the throw like it might have been all right. Sanchez, though, Had to go back against his momentum, couldn't come up with the ball. And the courtesy runner, Adrian Ptich, is now out at second. So Walker with a chance to tie this game now. Top of the order and Chris Heinlein on deck. Walker will swing through. Julio Moreno once again trying to wiggle off the hook. Gets a little bit too far underneath that pitch. Fouled away. Hits in each inning for Midland so far. But they have left 5 runners on base through the first 3 innings. Two-two count on Elliott Walker. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A rising curveball, a curving rise ball. Call it what you want. You can call it the 9th strikeout of the morning, now afternoon, as it's noon local time here in South Bend. Nothing across one more time. Midland has stranded 6. We're off to the bottom of the 4th.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for Pueblo, cleanup hitter, catcher Carlos Vela.
Carlos Vela will lead things off. 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming up for Pueblo. See if they can help out their pitcher a little bit. Julio Moreno has been working hard on the mound. 9 of the 12 outs via the K. First pitch from Juan Pepe is up for a ball. Pueblo has had runners aboard, but 2 double plays initiated by Chris Heinlein have kept this score where it is. 2 hits for Pueblo, 2 walks issued by Pepe, as well as a hit by Ptich. The difference in this game is a Nestor Nova RBI single back in the first inning. Pepe got away with hanging a changeup right there. Vela had a good swing at it, but missed. Comes back hard and down. Two and two. Check that. 3 and 2. I should know that. Every count's a full count here this morning. Pitchers are going deep. Batters are tough. This is a knuckler out to Wark at first. He does well to get down, make himself big. Not that that's hard for Tony Wark, and make the play. But inside out, little knuckleball and a hop. Wark does well to corral it and step on the bag. Edgar Prishker, he grounded into that first double play to second base. Back in the first inning, he swings over a drop ball for strike one. Hard drop. Pepe taps himself on the chest as if to say that was my fault and I know what I did wrong. I wonder if Pepe's feeling a little bit of fatigue out there now. A couple of times coming off the mound the last two pitches. He has not been happy, and I don't know if he feels like his legs are failing him. Keep an eye on that. Popped up on the infield. Lukin's back, couple of steps into the short grass, and makes the play. With 2 away, it'll be William Schoffus. He struck out to lead off the second inning. First pitch swinging at an inside rise ball is fouled back. Talking about Pepe's legs, you know, you talk to pitchers, it's not the arm that they complain about getting tired. It's the lower half. Nice pitch. A changeup that breaks over a foot. Coming back in for a strike. Oh, man. Let's take a look at that again. Yuck. Right over the middle of the plate. Good gracious. Count 1 and 2 on William Schoffus. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. And despite the fact that Sachs had to reach back over, that does catch the plate. And Schoffus knew it. 3 up, 3 down inning for Juan Pepe. Just what the doctor ordered. The first one for Pepe with no runners aboard. Second one in a row after the double play from Heinlein. We've settled into a good game. We're off to the 5th inning in South Bend.
Leading off the top of the 5th inning for Midland, leadoff hitter, second baseman, Chris Heinlein.
Chris Heinlein 1 for 2 as he steps in here to lead off the 5th. outs are starting to dwindle for Midland as they try to get on the board. Julio Moreno's been very, very good. Midland's been able to scratch the runners on in every single inning, but they've not gotten anyone past second base. Heinlein checking back in on the strike zone. Then chases a drop ball. That was well off the plate and low. Strike three called. Heinlein knew it. Make it double digits now for Julio Moreno. Low rise ball. Gets Heinlein looking on the outer half. Our data tells it was a low rise ball. My eyes tell me it was a little bit flat. Regardless, strike three called. So Valentin Mata will step in. He's also 1 for 2. He singled in the third. Got as far as second base, and that's where he was stranded. Goes after a rise ball and gets under it. Figueiredo over, called off by DeMota, and there's 2 away. Those guys have spent plenty of time in the outfield together over the years. Good communication. At first, that looked like it was headed to right, and then DeMota will come over and call it off. There is a slight breeze from left to right, and there you see Figueiredo on the replay. I wanted to make that catch. So with 2 down, it's Tony Wark. High drop ball, strike called. Wark 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. On the ground to third, slow roller. Allen West has it with time across the diamond. And a clean inning for Julio Moreno. Lets his defense play a little bit here in the 5th as well. We'll head to the bottom with Pueblo still leading by 1. That run they scored in the bottom of the 1st. Allen West will step in to lead things off. He popped up to second base in his only other at-bat today. Saw him defensively in the last inning. Pepe starts him off with a drop ball. That is low for ball 1. Oh, he did it again. I mean, that is just disgusting. A changeup that comes at your head and ends up directly over the plate. And then he comes back with a rise ball. Oh, man, and Allen West is going for a walk. I don't blame you, Allen. Wow. You don't know what to be looking for at this point. The 2-2 fouled straight back. West will be followed by Sanchez and Moreno, the bottom three hitters in the order. And he's in a battle up there now with Juan Pepe. Count is even at 2. Another changeup, and West, what can you do but smile? Juan Pepe and Ivan Sachs were toying with him during that bat. Oh, man. Pepe certainly settled in here now as he's retired 5 in a row. Eight of the last 9. He did not retire Albino Sanchez, who walked back in the second inning. Pepe has just gotten better as this game has gone on. On the ground is short. Nice play by Lukens from his backside. And makes the out. The second real nice defensive play in as many innings. Rise ball diving to his left off one knee and then falling over. Owen Lukens for the second out. Well done. So I'll bring up the pitcher, Julio Moreno. He flew out to Fred Bradford in left to end the second inning. Another changeup. This one floats well outside. They'll check down at first. He did not go, says Dallas Apfelbacher. Strike called, even though Sachs can't come up with it. And another one that's skied, this time to center. Walker gets under it, calls for it, and makes the play. That is 7 in a row retired by Juan Pepe. We'll go to the bottom half, or pardon me, the top half of the 6th inning. Midland with 6 outs to work with.
Leading off the top of the 6th, Number 15, Francisco Lombardo.
So Francisco Lombardo will step in. He is 0 for 0 with 2 walks. Each other time he's come up with runners on. This time he leads off the inning. We'll see if Moreno is more likely to attack him in this situation. Starts off nibbling with a drop ball for a called strike in the outside corner. The 0-1 goes back outside, this time a little further with a changeup. And Lombardo can keep the bat on his shoulder on that pitch. Misses just outside. Inside. And again, falling behind Lombardo. Let's see if they challenge him or... Yep, they let the walk happen. 3 walks for Lombardo. 3-1 in those situations. You'll either see them challenge it or have the intentional walk. Now, Moreno kind of looked in after the pitch like he thought it was a strike. Our data shows that it was well outside. But they'll go after David Picorni. Picorni shows bunt, pops it straight back for strike 1. Picorni hasn't had much luck at the plate today. Struck out and popped up. And then Sachs behind him is 2 for 2. So a bunt here makes the most sense in the world if Picorni could get it down. Prishker and West charging in, and Picorni swings away, and that catches Carlos Vela right between the eyes. And he is taking a minute and now is going to take a couple of steps as that foul ball hit him right in the mask. It's all bad enough when you're back there on a hot day, deep into the game here in the 6th inning. And then you take one square. Gives himself a little chiropractic adjustment and sits back in behind the plate. 0-2 on Picorni. And he'll watch strike 3. I'm not sure what Picorni was looking for. That wasn't it. He goes down looking. The 11th strikeout for Julio Moreno. So while Moreno has had his way with Picorni, he's been unable to figure out Ivan Sachs. Sachs is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. That's going to be up and out. Lombardo, the runner at first. He's not going to burn up the base paths. So Sachs would need to hit one in a gap to score him. And he does just that. Out into the right center field gap. It's going to get down, and it's cut off by Figueiredo. 3 for 3, Ivan Sachs, this time with a double. Lombardo will pull into third, and this is the best situation that the Midland Explorers have had all day. Good job by Figueiredo to get over and cut this off and then get it in quickly. So now runners at second and third for Fred Bradford. Now, I talked about this earlier. The bottom third of the lineup for Midland is 0 for 6 with 6 strikeouts. And that should tie this game. Infield is in. First pitch. Little curve, little rise. And it's strike one swinging. Can the bottom of the order help out Juan Pepe? They haven't been able to do it so far. Ivan Sachs has been stranded 3 times. Strike 2 called. Courtesy runner back in for Sachs out at second base. Fouled it back. It's a little piece. That 0-2 pitch caught way more of the plate than I think Julio Moreno would have liked. Bradford's gone down swinging twice. You'd like to not catch middle in that situation. Vela puts down the signs. Swing and a miss. Down goes Bradford. 3rd time swinging. And there's 2 down. An even dozen now for Julio Moreno. And again, that ball is moving up. It's moving side to side. He doesn't throw it really hard, but it's dancing in the zone. So Owen Lukens now with 2 away. First pitch, swinging strike. And this has been the story of the game. The bottom third of the order for Midland. Now 0 for 7 with 7 strikeouts. Need somebody to do something. Lukens has his feet moving on that inside pitch that tied him up. All he can do is foul it away. And again, Moreno 0-2. Midland has had runners in scoring position now in 4 separate innings. This is obviously their best chance, 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. The Bradford strikeout, the 2nd out. And Moreno looking to get out of it one more time, and he will! Julio Moreno continues to mow through the Midland order. His 13th strikeout will strand 2 runners in scoring position. And the Pueblo Bandits continue to carry a 1-0 lead to the bottom of the 6th. Thirteen strikeouts for Julio Moreno on the mound for Pueblo.
Bottom of the 6th for Pueblo. Center fielder, leadoff hitter, Joel D'Amato.
It's the top of the order now. Joel D'Amato. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. He stung one out to Lukens in his last at-bat, and he stings one inside the bag at 3rd. A leadoff single. Check that leadoff double for Joel D'Amato. And Pueblo, buoyed by that last inning momentum of the strikeouts by Moreno. Inside the line, Picorni Maybe standing up a little too straight, maybe not expecting it. A leadoff double for the leadoff man.
Brings up right fielder Pablo Figueroa.
Might we see a bunt here from Figueroa? No, he's swinging away and fouls off the first pitch rise ball. Let your 2, 3, 4 guys hit in this situation to try and drive in that run. Tomota runs well enough that he should score on anything to the grass. A changeup scooped up by Ivan Sachs, and tough luck for Juan Pepe on the mound. He himself has been outstanding. That hit by Tomota is the first runner to reach since the third inning. Skied on the infield. Pitcher's best friend is a pop-up on the dirt. A couple of steps back. Chris Heinlein's been outstanding defensively today. Might have been one of his easier plays for the first out. So Midland will call time before pitching to Nestor Nova. Now it's Nova who's driven in the only run in this game. There could be a couple of benefits to walking him here. Obviously a good stick. You could put the force on the infield. Vela's 0 for 1, has been hit by a pitch. Prishker behind him is 0 for 2. So this conversation is likely about a couple of things. One, making sure that Tomota is not stealing and relaying the signs. But two, you want to be very careful with Nestor Nova here. The old don't let their number 3 hitter beat you, who's already got a hit off you today. And he's put the ball in play both times.
Shortstop Nestor Nova.
Look at it. Looking for the intentional walk. That was almost a strike. This one does catch the plate, and Nova swings at it. And a very, very lax attempt at an intentional walk here from Midland. Both pitches were close enough to swing at. And this is on the ground. Picorni has to play it across. And was that a little Jedi mind trick to say it's going to be a walk but leave it close enough? My goodness, Nestor Nova reaches across, pulls it to third, ends up getting himself out. So it works out for Midland better than they could have hoped. But man, that was something. That was something.
Catcher Carlos Vela.
But now there's 2 down, and the runner still at second after the leadoff double is Tomota. Carlos Vela at the plate. Change up from Pepe goes well up and out of the zone.
I may just try working off of those and see how it goes.
Fouled away on the right side.
Return that foul ball.
What diamond is this?
Field 3. Thank you.
0-1 the count on the catcher, Carlos Vela. A big insurance run standing out at second base. Tight spin, rise ball, but it's up and out. Or up, I guess. It wasn't out. Ripped and caught. Picorni throws out the glove and makes the play. It didn't come off the bat as hard as it sounded. But still, you got to be fast down there at third base. Picorni will end the threat. Great ball game here to start this 2026 USA Softball Men's National Championship.
Barbas, thank you.
batting for 33, Elliot Walker, is number 24, Anthony Oresco.
So Anthony Oresco will come on to pinch hit for Elliot Walker and lead off the top of the 7th inning in what's been a frustrating game for the Midland lineup. 13 strikeouts for Julio Moreno, including back-to-back to end the 6th inning with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Full credit to Moreno. A little bit of a wait here as Carlos Vela was the last hitter of the last inning for Puebla, so he's in getting geared up. So the warm-ups are done, and we are just about set. 9-1-2 coming up for Midland as they try to tie this game at a minimum here in the top of the 7th. The story of the game, 8 runners left on base for Midland, 13 strikeouts for Julio Moreno. If you were writing a tweet and you wanted to keep it within the character limit about this game, that would be the storyline. Let's see if Midland can change that, or is Moreno going to put his stamp on it? First pitch swinging, over for a look, West and Vela, but it will fall foul. Cumulus clouds, I believe those are. I don't have anyone here to have a conversation with, so I'm having a conversation with myself. I'm told from the scorekeeper's table it could be Nimulus. It's been a while since I've done high school science class. On the ground, out towards second base. Sanchez with time, and there's the first out of the 7th inning. Moreno with a drop ball off the plate. Perfect spot. A slow roller out to second. Just the way you'd like to draw it up.
Second baseman Chris Heinlein.
Well, this is where you want to be if you're Midland. Heinlein, Motto, Bork, with a chance to do something here in the 7th. And it's a first pitch drop ball called a strike in the outside corner on Chris Heinlein. He's 1 for 3, singled to lead off the game. Was stranded there. Popped up to third base, went down looking in his last at-bat. On the ground, this is going to be a tough play, and absolutely no play for Nestor Nova. Chris Heinlein with his second single will put the tying run aboard. Deep in the hole, Nova gets to it, but not going to do much with it from out there. So a chance now for the youngster Valentin Mata. See if Heinlein's on the move. First pitch swinging. And Mata gets out ahead of it. He's got some power. He could certainly put a crooked number on the scoreboard for Midland here as they look to pull off the comeback. Mata singled and was stranded back in the 3rd. Looks at a rise ball up and out of the zone. And the thing with the rise ball from Moreno, it generally curves as much as it breaks, so more like a boomerang than a up and down, in and out. And that has confounded the hitters for Midland in this game. Flared off to the left side. It's going to get out of play. Foul. Mata struck out in the 1st, flew out in the 5th. A rise ball that he got underneath, out to right center. just off the plate. Good spot for Julio Moreno. He doesn't get the call. But that's exactly where you want to throw that one. The 2-2. And Mata gets into it. Sends it high and deep out to right center field. And just like that, the Midland Explorers take the lead in the top of the 7th inning. I talked about it. Valen Mata had the ability. And he comes through with a 2-run home run. 266 feet, 82 miles an hour off the bat. He catches up finally with one of those curving rise balls and sends it deep into the South Bend afternoon. All the hard work from Julio Moreno erased just like that. 2-1 Explorers. Now looking for more. Wark. First pitch swinging on the ground. The hopper to Allen West for the second time in a row, and that's 2 outs now in the 7th. Valen Mata, the youngster, comes up in a huge spot for Midland. That's got to be so deflating for the Bandits. There's Francisco Lombardo. Has walked in all 3 plate appearances today.
Francisco Lombardo.
Tell you what, Lombardo has had to back away from about 6 pitches in this game. He's going to be getting his Lombardo worked on. That's a back joke for all you folks out there. That's a good pitch from Moreno in for a strike. Could say he's doing the Limbardo to get away from those pitches. It's game 1. I got to save some of these. Off speed, gets him out in front. Just taking a little bit off that rise ball was Moreno. 2-2. Two-two pitch. Lombardo meets it, but just a split second ahead. And that'll fall foul. Like Mata, Lombardo certainly no stranger to the long ball. In the dirt, and the count goes full. Nobody throwing for Midland, so this will be Juan Pepe's 7th inning. At least that's what it appears. John Guizdala is in there on the bench as well. Skied. Figueroa charging in from right and makes the play. Almost for Julio Moreno, but not so fast, says Valen Mata. 2-1 Midland as we go to the bottom of the 7th.
Near the bottom of the 7th inning, Midland 2, Pueblo 1. 33 re-entering. Re-entering at center field for Midland is number 33, Elliot Walker.
It's the 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up for Pueblo Bandits in the bottom of the 7th inning, a game they led the entire way.
First baseman Edgar Ptich.
If it was a 6-inning game, it would be over. But Fallon Mata in the top of the 7th crushes a 266-foot home run to right center field. And now Midland looking to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. It'll be Edgar Ptich. He's 0 for 2. And he sends this one into right center field. And this is going to be caught on the run by Elliot Walker. Well done defensively in center field. Looked like that was going to get down. It just hung up long enough, and Walker floated his way over to right center to make that play.
First out of the inning. Brings up left fielder.
2 for 20.
We're going to get a pinch hitter for William Schoffus. This is Joel Castro. First pitch swinging on the ground. Lukens across, and there's 2 away. And Juan Pepe, who stuck with it all game while his team was unable to scratch across any offense. Stuck with it, kept giving his offense a chance, and now has a chance himself to put this one away. First pitch to Allen West is a ball. And 2-0 as Pepe dances off the mound. Checks back at his landing spot. Pours it in for a strike. Strike called and yet another full count. Allen West trying to keep this alive for the Bandits. On the ground, but foul to Picorni at third. And think about the defense by David Picorni last inning. The ground ball from Nestor Nova, the line shot off Carlos Vela, all that to keep Joel DeMota out at second base. And it was enough to keep it where it needed to be. Juan Pepe will retire 14 of the last 15 batters he faces. 1 run on 3 hits in a game that looked like it was never going to turn the way of the Midland Explorers. They're going to punch a 2-1 victory here in game number 1. And if this is any indication of the softball that we'll see here this weekend, we are in for a treat. That's game number 1. Plenty more to come as we're here all day from Two Diamonds in South Bend. Stick around. We'll see you soon.